Your crush just rejected you in the middle of the school cafeteria, not privately. She said it while you stood beside her table holding a lunch tray, with enough people nearby to make the moment feel like a live performance. And she was not mean about it. That almost made it worse. Maya gave you a small, apologetic smile and said, "You are really nice, but I only see you as a friend." Now you have 2 seconds to respond. Your face is warm. Your friends are watching. Even the carton of milk on your tray looks judgmental. Maya is eating lunch with 2 classmates. You have spent the last 12 minutes planning one sentence. "Hey, do you maybe want to go out sometime?" Only 9 words. You practice them so many times that they no longer sound like language. You walk toward her table. Someone drops a fork, and it feels like a warning. But Maya looks up, so retreating would be even stranger. You ask the question. Maya pauses, then gives you the gentle answer. "You are really nice, but I only see you as a friend." Reaction number 1. Pretend it was a dare. You laugh immediately. Not a normal laugh. A loud, artificial laugh that begins before Maya has even finished speaking. Yeah, obviously. It was a dare. You point toward your friends as if they are part of a carefully organized operation. This would be a strong recovery if your friends understood what was happening. They do not. Marcus looks behind himself, trying to see who you are pointing at. Another friend shakes his head. A third says, much too clearly, "We did not dare you." You keep smiling. "Yes, you did." Marcus frowns. "No, we told you not to ask during lunch." The nearby table goes quiet. This is the problem with using other people as evidence. Sometimes the evidence starts talking. You try to save the save. That was part of the dare. You were supposed to deny it. Marcus now looks personally offended by the quality of your lie. Why would that be part of it? You do not have an answer because you invented this plan 7 seconds ago. Blaming a dare protects you for 2 seconds. Then your witnesses expose you, and Maya wonders whether she was the punchline. Would you choose that? Maybe not. Reset the cafeteria. The chairs return to their places. The French fry rises from the floor. Your friends forget the disaster. You are standing beside Maya's table again. She gives you the same apologetic smile. "You are really nice, but I only see you as a friend." Reaction number 2. Claim you were practicing. This time, you nod thoughtfully. "That is completely fine. I was actually just practicing asking someone else." For one beautiful second, the excuse works. Maya looks relieved. Your friends look impressed. You have transformed rejection into research. Then Maya asks one reasonable question. Who are you actually going to ask? Your brain is empty. You did not prepare a second person because there was no second person. Saying nobody would expose the lie, so you search the cafeteria for an answer. This is a dangerous way to choose a romantic interest. Your eyes land on a student standing near the drink machine. Her name is Chloe. You have spoken to Chloe once when she asked whether the chair beside you was available. You point in her direction. Her. Unfortunately, Chloe sees you pointing. She walks over. Maya smiles and says, "He was just practicing how to ask you out." Your plan has now developed a life of its own. Chloe looks at you. Your friends lean forward. Even Maya appears curious about what happens next. Explaining the truth would require telling 2 people that neither invitation was real, despite looking completely real. So you ask Chloe if she wants to go out sometime. Chloe says, "No, thank you." It is polite, efficient, almost professional. You have now been rejected twice in less than 1 minute, which feels statistically impressive. You nod as if this was useful data. Good. That was also practice. Chloe asks, "For who?" You look around again. There cannot be a third person. If you choose another student, This process could continue until the entire cafeteria has individually rejected you. You say you are practicing for adulthood. Nobody understands what that means, including you. Chloe walks away. You try to leave, but take Maya's drink by mistake. She points it out. You return it and pick up your own empty cup. Back at your table, Marcus quietly moves his chair away from you, as though public rejection might be contagious. The practice excuse avoids depending on your friends, but it creates one dangerous question. Who are you practicing for? Without a believable answer, your emergency exit becomes a second rejection. Would you risk it? Reset the cafeteria one more time. The drinks return to their trays. Chloe goes back to the machine. Marcus moves his chair into place. You are standing beside Maya again. You are really nice, but I only see you as a friend. Reaction number 3. Act completely unbothered. You give a calm, respectful nod. No problem. I understand. This is easily the best response so far. Maya relaxes. Nobody feels tricked or accidentally invited anywhere. You only need to walk back without revealing that your thoughts are falling down a staircase. You turn around. Your first 3 steps are excellent. Your shoulders are relaxed. You are the physical definition of emotional maturity. On the 4th step, you walk directly into a chair. The chair scrapes loudly across the floor and announces your location to everyone. You pretend you meant to move it. Then the corner of your tray catches the back of another chair. Your drink tips over. You catch it, but only after splashing water across your own sleeve. Still unbothered. You continue walking with one wet arm and no change in expression. When you reach your friends, you grab a backpack from the floor and announce that you need to leave. Marcus tells you it is not your backpack. The bag is bright pink with a strawberry keychain. Yours is black and sitting beside it. You put the pink backpack down as if you were only inspecting it. At this point, returning to your own table feels impossible, so you choose a different table and sit. Nobody at this table knows you. 4 students stop talking and stare. You say, "How is everyone doing?" One of them says, "Fine." Nobody says anything else. You remain seated because standing immediately would reveal the mistake. For 20 seconds, you join a friend group whose names you do not know. Across the cafeteria, Marcus is silently pointing toward your actual table. Maya is trying not to look. This is kind of her. It does not help. Finally, you stand and say, "Good meeting." You walk back to your friends, sit down, and stare at your lunch as though you have just returned from a difficult business trip. Marcus asks whether you are okay. You say, "Never better." Your voice cracks on the word never. Acting unbothered begins with the healthiest response. You accept Maya's answer without creating a lie. But the harder you try to look unaffected, the more every mistake feels like evidence. A chair becomes an enemy, and an unfamiliar table becomes a country where you accidentally requested citizenship. So now you have seen all 3 timelines. In the first, you blamed Adair and your friends immediately exposed you. In the second, you called it practice and managed to get rejected by a completely different person. In the third, you acted unbothered, accepted the answer respectfully, and then lost the ability to interact with furniture. Your crush has just rejected you in front of the cafeteria. Do you blame Adair? Do you claim it was practice? Or do you act completely unbothered and hope your legs remember how chairs work? There is no official answer. Maybe you would say something entirely different. Maybe you would simply say, "Thanks for being honest," and return to your table without touching anybody else's belongings. But that is easy to imagine when you are not the person standing there with a warm face, a silent friend group, and a judgmental carton of milk. So be honest. Which reaction would you choose?